Hey guys, Vincent here, and these are German Sawback bayonets. Sawback bayonets are definitely one of the most recognizable things about German bayonets. But there are many myths and questionable facts floating around in the internet. Hopefully these videos will answer some of these questions surrounding this interesting topic. In this first video we will take a closer look at the Sawback bayonet in Prussian and German service, and in the second one I will look at the 5 myths that I found online the most. Let's start. Saws are one of the earliest tools of humanity, and therefore it is not surprising that they would find their way into the European armies of the 18th and 19th century. If we look at bladed weapons with sawbacks in Prussian military service, the first one appears to be the Pionier Verschiedenmesser 1810, or in English the Pioneer Verschieden Knife model 1810. These military machetes were used as tools by pioneer and artillery troops to build fortifications. Different military models were used throughout the 1840s, 50s and 60s, until the first bayonet with a sawback was adopted in Prussian military service in 1865. This Pionier Verschiedenmesser M65 or Pioneer Verschieden Knife M65 was the bayonet to go alongside the newly introduced breech-loading dry-sea Pioneer rifle model UM. The PFM65 combined a sword bayonet, which was used for close-quarter combat and cavalry defense, together with 1. A regular Verschieden knife used as a hacking tool, and 2. A saw to help fortify positions with wooden constructions. This model of bayonet was first given only to pioneer units, but would later be issued to railway and telegraph units as well. At this time, Prussia was not the only country to adopt sawback bayonets. Notably, Great Britain and Switzerland, together with many other countries, had already or would issue sawback bayonets to their troops. Although one could argue that a dedicated saw would work much better than a simple bayonet with a sawback, they must have worked well enough that when the new Mauser rifle 1871 was adopted, the Prussian army initiated the what I call 6% rule. This meant that 6 out of every 100 1871 bayonets given to the infantry should also feature a sawback to help regular infantry units clear obstacles or build field fortifications without having to rely too much on specialized units. From 1871 on, there was not only the special sawback bayonets for pioneers, artillery and so on, but every other infantry bayonet adopted by the Prussian army from 1871 until 1918 also had a sawback variant. When war was declared in late 1914, the German armies would march into battle with a great variety of bayonets with sawbacks. The infantry had their bayonet 98, the pioneers and foot artillery had their S9805, and the machine gun crews had their short bayonet 98. All of them either had a sawback variant or always featured a sawback. The downfall of the sawback bayonet in German service really came down to the fading need to have a sawback in the first place. When the British and French troops switched from wooden posts to metal screws to fix their barbed wire during the trench warfare in 1916, the last reason to issue sawback bayonets to regular infantry units was gone. Together with the ongoing rumor that German soldiers captured with sawback bayonets were killed on the spot, the German High Command ordered to remove sawbacks from the frontline infantry regiments. It is noteworthy that this was, however, done only to the regular infantry regiments. Specialized units, such as artillery or pioneers, kept their sawback bayonets throughout the whole war. The now available sawback bayonets were given to rearguard units, but later these units too did not want to be equipped with these weapons, as the rumors spread even more. Looking for a way to still use the sawback bayonets that now were in store in the artillery magazines, the army began trials to see if they could remove the saw without the bayonet being weakened. In the trials, they found out that with most bayonets, they could simply grind the saw tooth down and reissue it. This is why the S9805 S8498 and short bayonet 98 can be found with ground out saws. The only bayonet that could not be used anymore were the regular old S98s, because the blades with sawbacks would have been too thin after the saw was removed. The order to remove the sawbacks was given in very late 1917, and most of the removal itself took place throughout 1918. The removal was either done in a field workshop behind the front lines by a regimental gunsmith or in big numbers in dedicated factories. This is why the quality of the removal varies from bayonet to bayonet, and some pieces show acceptance markings on the ground down surface while others don't. After the war, the Sawback bayonet as a concept itself was completely ditched by the newly formed German Reichswehr, although S9805 and S8498 with removed sawbacks were still used, as they offered no disadvantage to regular bayonets. So this is now the end of part 1. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. If you have any questions regarding this topic, please write it down in the comments or just send me a mail. And this leaves me with nothing else to say, but I will see you guys in the next video.